TMI alert, today I'm talking about gas, bloating, and yes, bowel movements. All the things associated with your gut to help you heal it so you can feel better and lose that stubborn weight. Hey, it's Kara and welcome back to my channel. I work with women to help them lose weight sustainably and decrease inflammation. And today I'm going to explain 4 steps to healing your gut so you can put an end to uncomfortable bloating, embarrassing gas, and all the other things you might struggle with if you have an unhealthy gut. If you want to look and feel your best without feeling deprived or relying on dieting but haven't subscribed already, then hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified each time I put out a new video. Okay, can I be real for a moment? Before healing my gut, I experienced all the issues: infrequent bowel movements, constipation, or often it would be too hard or sometimes too soft. I had gas, and y'all, it was bad. I had painful bloating. I would get so bloated, I felt like I needed to wear a pair of sweatpants. You name the symptom, I experienced it. But then I finally figured out what was going on. I discovered my gut was a mess, but I realized something that unfortunately not enough women do. I realized that these terrible symptoms I had been struggling with weren't something I had to deal with for the rest of my life. Healing my gut allowed me to eliminate the embarrassing gas, the painful bloating, my digestive problems. It even allowed me to lose stubborn weight that I had been unable to drop until that point. And in general, my overall health improved when I healed my gut. So today I want to help you do the same with 4 things that will improve your gut health. Before we get into the first point, I want to note that you may consider paying a visit to your doctor to see if you have any blockages in your gut. You can also check to see if you have a gluten allergy. If you're celiac or have a barley or rye allergy, it can really wreak havoc on your digestive system. Okay, let's get into the first step to healing your gut. Before we talk about anything else, we have to talk about what you're eating. You've heard the saying, you are what you eat. Well, you can also feel like what you eat. And what I mean is that if you're eating junk, well, you're going to feel pretty crummy. Foods high in saturated fats as well as additives and refined sugars have been linked to digestive problems. And processed foods and artificial sweeteners are also known to cause digestive issues. We can't mention gut health without talking about your microbiome. Basically, it's a collection of living organisms in and on our bodies. I'm sure you've heard of good and bad gut bacteria. And here's a number that will blow your mind. Between the two, there are 100 trillion different bacteria living in your gut. We typically think of the symbiotic organisms as good ones. They're associated with an anti-inflammatory response, and the parasitic as the bad ones. They have a pro-inflammatory response to food. The health of your gut is really determined by which of these 2 types of organisms is in control. So the more symbiotic microbes, the healthier the gut. Unfortunately, the high fat, sugar, and salt content typical of what a lot of people eat in America increase the pro-inflammatory potential of the microbiome. But telling you just to eat healthier doesn't give you much direction. So realistically, in the practical sense, how do you improve your food and feed your healthy gut bacteria without completely turning your life upside down? Start small. Focus on cleaning up your health 1 meal at a time. Start with breakfast or maybe lunch. Make that 1 meal the healthiest it can be, and by that I mean crowd your plate with foods like veggies, greens, beans, whole grains, and fruit. If you're focusing on breakfast, start your day with a smoothie or a bowl of oatmeal. And if you're focusing on lunch, eat a big salad. You want to consume more of the foods that have an anti-inflammatory response. That means more whole foods like veggies, greens, beans, and fruit. And consume less pro-inflammatory foods like processed foods, foods high in sugar and salt, and large amounts of dairy. Now, I'm not going to lie, the science behind probiotic supplements is a little shaky. The idea behind probiotic supplement is that they help restore the natural balance of bacteria in your digestive system. While you could take a supplement, you can also look for probiotics in the food you eat. Fermented foods like pickled vegetables, sauerkraut, kimchi, and kombucha have been identified as good probiotic sources. And if you do get a probiotic supplement, make sure you get a a high quality one with a guaranteed potency until the expiration date. In addition to probiotics, you also want to consider your prebiotics. Prebiotics is fiber that passes through your intestine unchanged. And once it reaches the colon, the bacteria metabolizes it. Whole wheat, oats, nuts, greens, beans, lentils, artichokes, cabbage, onions, garlic, leeks, asparagus, and bananas are all good prebiotic sources. Foods that lead to poor gut health include the inflammatory foods such as animal protein, processed foods, foods that contain high fructose corn syrup or artificial sweeteners, foods with antibiotics, and fried foods. If you're not consuming enough of these prebiotic foods on a regular basis, you can also choose to supplement with wheat, dextrin, or acacia. But as Dr. B, the author of Fiber Fuel, explains, you want to start low and go slow. Incorporating too many prebiotics too quickly can upset your stomach. I know gut health is a hot topic, so I'd love to hear from you. How many of you are currently dealing with gut issues? Go ahead and type a comment below. And if you don't already, I want to invite you to follow me over on Instagram. It's where I provide effortless weight loss solutions. No frustrating diets, complicated macro counting, or feeling deprived. I'll teach you how to make weight loss just a seamless part of your life. The best way to develop and maintain good gut health is to eat a lot of fiber. But again, take it slow at first. Fiber does wonders for your gut. In fact, fiber is the preferred food of our gut microbes. It's what gives them the energy to do their job. Your gut microbes are busy and do a lot of work. They help with digestion, immune function, hormone balance, brain function, and yes, even weight management. To help them, we need to fuel them with fiber. And where do we find it? Well, the only natural source is plants. Veggies, greens, beans, fruits, nuts, and seeds are all fantastic sources of fiber, but you want to make sure you're eating enough fiber. Only 9% of women consume enough fiber in the US. The recommended amount for women is 25 grams per day, and for men, it's 38. So make it your goal to get at least that much. But if you're just getting started, you might want to work your way up to that. Yes, eating fiber is seriously one of the best things you can do for your gut. But if you're not used to large amounts of fiber, it can be uncomfortable at first. And if you're experiencing any discomfort or gas at first while adding more fiber into your diet, consider taking a digestive enzyme to help at first. You can find them online or at your local supermarket. So this last step to improving your gut health isn't one thing in particular. Instead, it's kind of a collection of things I did to take my gut health to the next level. Dairy can be a source of gut problems for a lot of people. It's estimated that 68% of the world's population is lactose intolerant, and it can be as high as 90% for certain ethnic groups. For some, it's actually not even the lactose that's the problem. It's the whey protein in milk that their body can't handle. The reality is that for a lot of us, our bodies just don't process dairy well. You also want to consider your water consumption. Everything in your body works better when it's hydrated. We know for certain that healthy hydration improves digestion and alleviates bloating. Consider your activity level too. Being active is another way to help your bowels get things moving. My husband Noah has a similar story of healing his gut, but in reality, his was even worse. Because of his rare genetic disorder and many surgeries, he's taken large amounts of antibiotics, which has really taken a toll on his gut. And because of that, it seemed like almost anything led to stomach issues for him. It was almost like he had an intuition about it, whether he knew the ingredients or not. We were actually on vacation once with my parents, and we were sitting down to eat, and he told me, "I don't think this meal is going to sit well." And I remember looking at him and kind of wondering, what the heck is he talking about? I mean, it was like the most allergy-friendly meal out there. But sure enough, 30 minutes later, he sprints to the bathroom and throws up. It would have been funny if it wasn't so sad. But thankfully, we've put these things into practice now, and he doesn't have these problems anymore. Now, if you make these changes and you're still not seeing results, you're still feeling bloated and still having gut problems, it could be from a few different things. It could be from excess intake of high-fat foods. If you're vegan, it could be from eating too many processed plant-based alternative foods. It could be from high stress levels. Stress can certainly affect your gut health. But as I mentioned before, if you're experiencing poor gut health symptoms, your first step should be to see if you have any conditions like celiac or are suffering from IBS or IBD. The good news is that once you heal your gut, it will be less sensitive to stress and highly processed foods. Not that you will want to undo the work you've done in healing your gut, but the occasional piece of cake shouldn't derail any otherwise healthy diet. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can catch my simple nutrition tips each week to help you reach your goals, maintain them, and build upon them. I'll see you next time.